Thanksgiving, Christmas, heck, any time of the year, I love a juicy, delicious turkey. So for this bird, I went with the spatchcock so I could lay it flat before getting it into a Meat Church bird bath brine for 24 hours. Then I seasoned all sides with my Hey Boo, but pick your favorite. But the secret weapon of a juicy turkey, MEATER wireless thermometers. Welcome to my backyard setup where I cook up traditional and new barbecue recipes. I'm not here to tell you how to do it. I'm just here to show you the way that I do it. So let's get into it.
All right, so I got this big whole bird. What we're gonna do is I'm going to toss it in a brine for about 24 hours, and then we're gonna smoke it the next day. This one was just a quick one that went to the local grocery store, picked it up. It was frozen. I put it in the fridge for a few days, let it totally thaw out. A little bit that maybe didn't thaw out, once we put it in the brine and let it go for 24 hours, it should completely thaw out and we should be good to go. So for this one, I am gonna spatchcock it. This is one that you can either spatchcock it after you do the brine or before you do the brine. If you're limited on space, I kind of like to spatchcock it before because then I can kind of fit it into my cooler. So the biggest thing with this is you gotta be a little careful cutting it. You don't want to cut into the skin, but then also there's a lot of juices that are in here. And so a lot of times what I'll do too is I'll do this inside of a sink in the kitchen. Obviously here in the outdoor space, I don't have a big sink, so we're just gonna try and be a little bit careful. All right, so not too bad. We're gonna put it in the brine and it will finish thawing out. Got the turkey neck here. Go ahead and discard that. So up here on the top, this is heart and liver and things like that. So I always like to pull that out. I have cooked it before with that in there. Not the end of the world. Obviously something that was a little bit of a surprise when we went to cut it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna spatchcock this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by just going along the spine and just kind of making some cuts. And then we're just gonna kind of go slow and steady to kind of get all the way through it. It's gonna take some pressure. I love using this Kendrick barbecue knife. Nice and thick. I'm gonna be able to really get in there. Kitchen shears are also a great option, but I love this knife to do just stuff like this. Like I said, I just go a little bit at a time, just to kind of make sure getting exactly where I want it. There we go. So this guy's being a little stubborn over here. So what I'm gonna do, cut around a little bit. Again, my biggest thing is I'm gonna be a little careful. Don't wanna let this thing slip through. Turkey's wet, hands are getting wet. Just wanna be a little careful. Again, compared to a chicken, definitely a lot more difficult. So as you can see, got that spine. Just like when we're doing a chicken, I'm gonna make a slight incision right here, top of the breastbone. That's gonna allow me to flay it out. So something that I find too different than chickens is, now that I got my slit, I'm actually gonna take my hands and pull them apart. Typically we flip it over, push down on a chicken, but I'm gonna use it to kind of pull it apart a little bit. Again, get my separation before I then take it and actually get it totally flipped over. So now I've got it totally open. So overall, I like how this is looking and where it's at. We're gonna go ahead and get it set up and get it put into the brine. I have this bag here that I'm gonna use. Just helps with the cleanup just a little bit. Biggest thing with the cooler is you're gonna wanna make sure to really get it cleaned out really well when you're done. Poultry, you know, is something that can definitely cause some problems if you don't get it cleaned out well. So if you do use a cooler, make sure you get it cleaned out really, really good. For this, I'm gonna use this Meat Church bird baptism brine. There's certainly tons of brines out on the market. Love this one. Anything Meat Church obviously is gonna be great. Follow the directions right on the package. So you just use the handle of my knife, I guess, you know, improvise with what you got. Go ahead and stir it up just a little bit. Just make sure it's all incorporated, but it's pretty well incorporated. We're gonna get this bird tossed in there. So as you can kind of see, that gallon of water, got a lot of it, but I'm gonna go ahead and put just a little bit more water in there. I'm gonna basically submerge the entire bird. So I'm right at 2 gallons. I've got this thing submerged in the Yeti. We're gonna leave it in overnight, and then we're gonna get back on the smoker tomorrow, and we're gonna get this thing smoked up to delicious, juicy perfection. All right, I've had the turkey brine for a little over 24 hours, and I'm gonna get it out. We're gonna get seasoned up and get it ready to go on the Traeger. I'm gonna run this on the Traeger Timberline XL. I'm gonna run it at 250 degrees for the first part of the cook, and then once I get up to 160, then I'm gonna crank it up to somewhere around 350 probably, just to finish it off and speed it up a little bit. Again, we spatchcocked it, so it's not gonna take nearly as long, but let's go ahead and get into it. So that's one of the other things I really like about spatchcocking as well. Before you get it in there, that cavity obviously will be filled with a ton of the brine, and this way I was able just to pull it out, let it drip just a little bit, and get it off. We're gonna close this up for now. I'll take care of this a little bit later. But as you can see, we got this delicious turkey. You can actually see a little bit of the hinge of the orange. That's everything soaked up. This is gonna be extremely juicy and delicious, but what I need to do first is get it seasoned up. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of paper cloth, pat dry it just a little bit. For this one, I'm gonna be seasoning with my Hey Boo. This is a honey rub, but it's kind of a traditional barbecue rub with just a bunch of honey added to it. So you get the sweetness of it, but it's not overpowering. Another one that I love to use on turkey is the Meat Church Honey Hog. Great one. Also, Heath Riles also has a honey, so if you want to stay in that honey kind of thing, that's a great one. I love Kendrick Barbecue's rubs. He's got a pork and poultry rub. Again, another one with honey in it. So I like to use honey on poultry, and that's kind of always my go-to. But today we're gonna go with the Hey Boo. So like I said, I'm gonna give it a nice liberal coating on the underside here. Again, a lot of what this is gonna do, it's gonna lock in a lot of that brine. It's also gonna give it a nice, rich color. I think that looks pretty good, so I'm gonna flip her over and we're gonna get the top side taken care of. So again, here on the top side, I'm gonna take my paper towel and just kind of pat off some of it. It's gonna help dry out the skin and make it crispy. All right, so as a final step, anytime that I'm cooking any sort of big protein, you know, I always cook the temp. And when you cook the temp, you gotta have the right tools. And so one of my favorite things to use, especially with turkey, is my MEATER Plus wireless thermometer. So this thing is a game changer, comes with a paired app. This is the Pro 2 model, so it's also got increased coverage with your Wi-Fi, and it is just phenomenal. So I'm gonna put one of these in the turkey breast, and this is gonna help me monitor my cook all the way along. Because like I said, this is kind of a 2-part temperature cook. And what I know that's gonna do is it's gonna impart just some delicious flavors, but it's also not gonna overcook it. And it's just the best because I can sit there, I can watch football the rest of the day, monitor it with the app. It's just absolutely amazing. I'm gonna take the probe and I'm just gonna get it inserted right here in the breast, nice and easy. There's a little line that you gotta go to. Make sure you hit that line. Just stick it in there, and then we're gonna monitor the whole cook that way. So, all right, so I've got this Traeger Timberline XL up to 250 degrees. We're gonna throw this in. I got the MEATER Plus inserted, so we're gonna go monitor the whole cook. All right, so here it is, the full spatchcock turkey that was all cooked. So ended up total right around 4 hours, 250 degrees until I got to an internal temp of 120 degrees in the breast. And then I upped the temperature to 325 to finish off the cook. So like I said, it took right around 4 hours. Super juicy on the inside. Obviously a few spots got a little crispy, like the wings and legs. At our house, we don't eat those, so not the biggest deal in the world. Also got a little bit of road rash from it splintering. As far as cutting this up, you can go a bunch of different ways. I'm gonna separate some of the parts and pieces, and then we'll plate it up for serving. So it's coming down to temp. I think it's ready to go ahead and slice. For that, I've kind of got 2 knives that I like to use. Again, I go back to my larger Kendrick barbecue knife. This is good for just like kind of separating all the parts and pieces. And then when I'm ready to slice, I actually have this great serrated slicing knife. Slices up all the parts that I want to get sliced up really well. So I really like using that. So what I like to do is start by removing the wings here. And by removing these, I can just kind of see a little bit better what I'm doing. And then I'm going to remove the thighs from the breast. So that's the beauty of spatchcocking. It comes off real simple, real easy. And I can just kind of separate everything. So I kind of created my dark meat tray, and then I'm going to slice into the breast here. See how juicy that is. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. One of my favorite ways to do a turkey, spatchcock turkey. Super simple, great for the holidays. And I'm telling you, if you do it with the MEATER wireless thermometer, that's all you need for the holidays, for Thanksgiving. So definitely check those out and get one. But I've got to get up, feed my family. They are super hungry and they're ready to go for this. I really appreciate you checking this one out. If you haven't checked any other ones out, check out all my videos. You'll see all these great recipes that you can do for your family right at home on your smoker. We'll see ya.